Morning. It's early. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, and I'm not a fan of the Federal Reserve Bank. In fact, I think it should be totally dismantled and a national bank created. When that would totally eliminate what we call our national debt. If there's anything that's fake news, it's the national debt, because we borrow money from the Federal Reserve to run our country when we should have a national bank where we can uh, coin our own coins, where we can make our own dollars and everything. And then uh, we wouldn't have to owe interest on it to any bank because of the fact that the bank making it is the nationalized bank. That's what Hitler did. He created Deutsche Bank and he started printing Deutschmarks like crazy, and that's how he put people back to work in Germany in the late 30s and early 40s. And guess what that did? It brought him to power, unfortunately. And it's the only good thing that Hitler ever did for Germany was create a national bank and put people back to work and get them off the streets and get them housing and food. When one loaf of bread was costing 500,000 Deutschmarks, but Hitler's national bank started printing them, and that really brought down the inflation so people could live. So I'm not praising Hitler in any way. I'm just saying he was smart about what he did, and we'd be smarter too if we did the same thing. It would bring down inflation like crazy because there would be no inflation with the idea of we could print as many dollar bills as we wanted, or as many 50s, or as many hundreds or 20s as we need to run the country and fund the banks and so on. Well, I do support the Fed in this action because anybody who throws Trump under the bus is a good guy in my book. Let's listen to this. It's only a couple minutes. Actually, less
Fed
than a
Chair
minute.
Jerome Powell throws Trump under the bus in latest act of defiance. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said Wednesday he won't reduce interest rates largely due to President Donald Trump's trade war. Higher tariffs have begun to show through more clearly to prices of some goods, but their overall effects on economic activity and inflation remain to be seen, Powell said. He noted that a reasonable case could be made that Trump's trade war may have a short-lived impact on inflation, but as it stands now, there is an overall concern about the slight increase in inflation last month. Our obligation is to keep longer-term inflation expectations well anchored and to prevent a one-time increase in the price level from becoming an ongoing inflation problem, Powell said. For the time being, we are well positioned to learn more about the likely course of the economy and the evolving balance of risks before adjusting our policy stance, he continued. We see our current policy stance as appropriate to guard against inflation risks. Economists across the political spectrum opposed Trump's taxes on foreign products. A July report that showed a slight uptick in inflation prompted economists to fear it was tariff-driven. See the clip below or at the link here.
I'll give you an example, and this is an example that Midas Touch used this morning, but it just happened to hit home with me because I buy Folgers Black Silk coffee, and that's what I drink. A month ago, it was $12.95. Now it's $19.95. What is that? That's a hell of a jump, isn't it? I am not going to calculate the percentage, but if I were to divide it out on my calculator, I could get the percentage real quick. And it's amazing, um, unreal, the things that are going up. Um, I have dogs. The cheapest dog food that I can buy every month is, and have decent food, I'm talking about not giving crap to my dogs, is $55. Dog food is $55. If you buy a Royal Canin or whatever it's called, which is a St. Louis company here in St. Louis, it's like $120, $125 a bag. Think about that. It's absolutely fucking nuts. So anyway, this is JC saying TTL. Donald Trump is a TTL, traitorous taco loser. Fuck you, you TTL, traitors, taco loser. And to everybody out there who's not a Trump maggot, I love you all. And pox some more and keep on trucking.